Imagine this: after years of studying and working hard, you finally receive your first salary. It feels exciting. You start thinking about buying a new phone, branded clothes, eating out, or rewarding yourself for all your hard work. But here's the reality. Within a few days or weeks, many people look at their bank account and wonder, where did all my money go? The truth is, your first salary isn't just a paycheck. It's the beginning of your financial future. The habits you build with this very first income can determine whether you'll stay trapped in the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle or build lasting wealth over the coming years. In this video, you'll learn exactly how to manage your first salary, avoid the biggest money mistakes that most people make, protect your income, and create a system that helps your money grow instead of disappear. I'll show you practical strategies that anyone can follow, even if you're earning a small salary. We'll also cover a simple yet powerful budgeting method, smart saving techniques, and how to make every paycheck work for your future instead of just your present. And make sure you stay until the very end, because I'll give you a complete financial blueprint, a step-by-step system that can completely change the way you manage money and help you build long-term financial security from your very first salary. Receiving your first salary is one of the most exciting milestones in life. It represents independence, hard work, and the beginning of your financial journey. Whether you've just landed your first full-time job, completed an internship, or started earning through a business, that first paycheck feels like a reward for all the effort you've put in. But here's something most people don't realize. Your first salary is more important than its amount. It doesn't matter whether you earn $500, $2,000, or $10,000 a month. What matters most is what you do with your very first paycheck. Because your first financial decisions often become lifelong habits. Unfortunately, this is where many people make their biggest mistake. Instead of using their first salary to build a strong financial foundation, they spend it almost entirely on things that lose value. They buy expensive gadgets, designer clothes, luxury accessories, fancy dinners, or celebrate in ways that leave them with nothing once the excitement fades. At first, this doesn't seem like a problem. After all, they worked hard and believe they deserve to enjoy their money. And they're right. There's nothing wrong with rewarding yourself. The problem begins when rewarding yourself becomes spending everything you earn. The excitement trap. The first salary creates an emotional high. For many people, it's the first time they've ever had a significant amount of money in their own bank account. Suddenly, they feel financially free. They begin thinking, I've worked hard. I deserve this. I'll start saving next month. One expensive purchase won't hurt. I'll make more money in the future anyway. These thoughts sound harmless, but they often lead to impulsive decisions. Instead of creating a financial plan, people start buying things simply because they finally can. The excitement of earning money temporarily overpowers logical decision-making. This is called emotional spending, making purchases based on feelings instead of long-term goals. The lifestyle inflation trap. Another major mistake is something called lifestyle inflation. Lifestyle inflation happens when your spending increases every time your income increases. Imagine someone who receives their first monthly salary. Instead of asking, how much should I save? They ask, what can I buy? Within a few weeks, they upgrade their phone, subscribe to multiple streaming services, eat at expensive restaurants every weekend, buy branded clothing, finance a new car, and increase their daily spending. Soon, almost every dollar of their salary is already committed. Ironically, even though they're earning more money than ever before, they still feel broke by the end of the month. More income didn't solve their financial problems, because their expenses grew just as fast. This is one of the biggest reasons many high-income earners still live paycheck to paycheck. Living paycheck to paycheck. One of the biggest financial dangers isn't having a low salary. It's spending everything you earn. When every paycheck is immediately used to pay bills, shopping, subscriptions, and unnecessary purchases, you become financially fragile. If an emergency happens, a medical bill, job loss, car repair, or family emergency, you have no financial cushion. Even people earning six-figure salaries can struggle financially if they never develop the habit of saving. Income alone doesn't create wealth. Habits do. The social pressure problem. Today's world makes spending money easier than ever. Social media constantly shows people traveling, buying luxury products, driving expensive cars, and living glamorous lifestyles. Without realizing it, many people start comparing themselves to others. They think, if everyone else is buying these things, maybe I should too. But what social media rarely shows is debt, financial stress, credit card bills, or years of saving behind those purchases. Many people spend money they don't have just to impress people who don't truly care. Trying to look rich often prevents people from becoming wealthy. Wants versus needs. One of the most important financial skills is learning the difference between wants and needs. Needs are the things you cannot live without. These include food, housing, transportation, healthcare, utilities, and other essential expenses. Wants are everything else. A newer phone when your current one works perfectly. Designer shoes instead of comfortable shoes. Luxury watches instead of affordable ones. Daily coffee from expensive cafes instead of making it at home. The problem isn't buying wants. The problem is treating wants like necessities. Financially successful people understand this difference and make conscious decisions instead of emotional ones. Small decisions create big results. Many people believe becoming wealthy requires earning a huge salary. In reality, wealth often begins with small decisions repeated consistently. Saving just a small percentage of every paycheck, avoiding unnecessary debt, investing regularly, tracking expenses, living below your means. These habits may seem small today, but over years they create enormous financial differences. Success with money rarely comes from one big decision. It comes from hundreds of smart decisions made consistently. Why your first salary matters so much. Your first salary teaches you how you'll handle money in the future. If your first instinct is always to spend everything, that habit usually follows you as your income grows. Someone earning $1,000 today may spend all $1,000. Later, when they earn $5,000, they often spend all $5,000. Then they earn $10,000 and somehow still have nothing left. The amount changed. The habit didn't. On the other hand, someone who develops the habit of saving and investing from their first paycheck usually continues doing so as their income increases. Over time, that difference becomes enormous. Money is a tool, not a trophy. Many people see money as something to display. They buy expensive items to prove they're successful. But financially successful people often view money differently. They see money as a tool that creates freedom, a tool that buys time, a tool that creates opportunities, a tool that protects against emergencies, a tool that allows investments to grow. Money sitting in a luxury item usually loses value. Money invested wisely can generate even more money. Understanding this mindset changes the way you spend forever. Delayed gratification. One of the strongest predictors of financial success is the ability to delay gratification. This simply means resisting a small reward today to receive a much bigger reward in the future. For example, instead of spending your entire first salary on shopping, you could save part of it, invest another portion, and still keep a small amount for enjoyment. This approach allows you to enjoy today while also preparing for tomorrow. Financial discipline doesn't mean never spending money. It means spending intentionally. Building financial confidence. Many people believe confidence comes from owning expensive things. Real financial confidence comes from knowing you have money saved. You can handle emergencies. You aren't buried in debt. Your investments are growing. You control your money instead of your money controlling you. That feeling is far more valuable than any luxury purchase. The lesson behind your first salary. Think of your first paycheck as the first brick in a house. If the foundation is weak, everything built on top becomes unstable. But if the foundation is strong, every future paycheck makes your financial life stronger. Your first salary isn't about proving to others that you've started earning. It's about proving to yourself that you're capable of managing money wisely. Remember this simple principle. Don't let your first salary disappear trying to impress people. Let it become the first step toward financial freedom. The habits you build with your first paycheck can stay with you for decades. Make those habits count. Because financial success isn't determined by how much money you earn, it's determined by how wisely you manage the money you already have. Imagine receiving your salary on payday. Within a few hours, the money starts disappearing. Rent is paid, utility bills are deducted, loan payments are due, subscriptions renew automatically, groceries are purchased, and maybe you even order something online to celebrate. By the end of the week, you check your bank balance and realize there isn't much left. This is how millions of people live every month. They work hard, earn money, pay everyone else first, and hope that whatever remains can be saved. Unfortunately, in most cases, nothing remains. Now imagine a different approach. The moment your salary arrives, before paying anyone else, you transfer a portion of it into a savings or investment account. You don't wait to see what's left at the end of the month. You save first and spend what remains. This simple habit is called pay yourself first. It is one of the most powerful financial principles ever taught, and it has helped countless people build wealth regardless of their income level. What does pay yourself first really mean? At first, the phrase can sound confusing. After all, if you receive a salary, aren't you already paying yourself? Not exactly. When financial experts say, pay yourself first, They don't mean spending money on yourself. They mean setting aside money for your future before using it for anything else. Think of it this way. Every month, you pay your landlord, your internet provider, your electricity company, your insurance company, and many other people. You make sure they receive their money on time because missing those payments has consequences. But what about your future? If you only save whatever happens to be left over, you're treating your future as the least important bill of all. Instead, your future should be your first financial priority. The biggest mistake most people make. Many people follow the same routine. 1. Receive salary. 2. Pay bills. 3. Go shopping. 4. Eat out. 5. Buy things they want. 6. Try to save what's left. The problem is simple. There is usually nothing left. Expenses have a strange habit of expanding to match your income. The more money you earn, the more opportunities you find to spend it. Save rarely works. Successful people reverse the process. 1. Receive salary. 2. Save and invest immediately. 3. Use the remaining money for expenses. This small change completely transforms your financial future. Why saving first works? Human behavior plays a huge role in personal finance. If money stays in your spending account, your brain naturally starts thinking about ways to use it. You notice discounts. You remember things you've wanted to buy. You convince yourself that one more purchase won't matter. This is normal. The less money you see available for spending, the less likely you are to spend it impulsively. By moving money into savings or investments immediately, you remove the temptation before it has a chance to influence your decisions. You're making the right decision while your mind is still focused on your long-term goals. Treat savings like a monthly bill. Imagine forgetting to pay your electricity bill every month. Soon, there would be serious consequences. Now ask yourself this question: why do so many people have no problem missing their savings payment every month? The answer is simple. Most people don't think of saving as an obligation. Instead, think of your savings as the most important bill you have. The difference is that this bill is paid to your future self. Every month, your future version is depending on the decisions you're making today. When you save first, you're honoring that responsibility. Your future self is watching. Imagine meeting yourself 10 years from now. Would your future self thank you for buying another expensive pair of shoes? Probably not. Would your future self appreciate having an emergency fund, investments, financial security, and less stress? Almost certainly. Every financial decision you make today is a gift, or a burden, to the person you will become. Paying yourself first is one of the greatest gifts you can give your future self. The power of consistency. Many people believe they need a large income before they can start saving. This belief keeps millions of people trapped. The truth is that consistency matters far more than the amount. Saving a small amount every month for years is usually much more effective than waiting until you earn more money. Financial success is rarely built through one giant action. It's built through hundreds of small, disciplined actions repeated month after month. Consistency creates momentum. Momentum creates wealth. The magic of compound growth. One of the biggest reasons to pay yourself first is something called compound growth. Compound growth means your money begins earning money, and then those earnings begin earning even more money. Imagine planting a tiny tree. During the first year, it grows only a little, but each year, it becomes larger, stronger, and produces more branches. Eventually, it grows much faster than it did in the beginning. Money works the same way. The earlier you start saving and investing, the longer your money has to grow. Time is often more valuable than earning a higher salary. Someone who starts investing early may end up with significantly more wealth than someone who earns more but starts much later. Automate your success. One of the easiest ways to follow this principle is to remove the need for willpower. Instead of reminding yourself to save every month, automate the process. As soon as your salary arrives, automatically transfer a percentage into savings or investments. Now the decision has already been made before you even think about spending. Automation removes emotion. And in personal finance, fewer emotional decisions usually lead to better financial outcomes. Don't confuse saving with hoarding. Paying yourself first doesn't mean hiding all your money under a mattress. Savings should have a purpose. Some money should build an emergency fund. Some should be invested for long-term growth. Some can be saved for future goals like education, starting a business, buying a home, or retirement. Money should always have a job. When every dollar has a purpose, financial decisions become much easier. You don't have to be perfect. Many people make another mistake. They believe that if they can't save a large amount, there's no point in saving anything. This is completely false. Saving 5% is better than saving nothing. Saving $20 is better than saving zero. Financial discipline isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Even during difficult months, maintaining the habit is often more important than the amount itself. Habits built during hard times become your greatest strength during good times. Balance is important. Paying yourself first doesn't mean you should never enjoy your money. Life isn't about saving every dollar forever. It's about balance. You worked hard for your income. It's okay to spend some of it on experiences, hobbies, travel, or things that genuinely improve your quality of life. The key is making those decisions intentionally, not emotionally. Save first. Invest second. Spend wisely afterward. This order allows you to enjoy today without sacrificing tomorrow. Financial freedom begins with one habit. People often ask what separates financially successful individuals from everyone else. Is it intelligence, luck, a high-paying career? Those things can help, but one habit consistently appears among financially successful people. They make saving and investing automatic. They don't wait until the end of the month. They don't depend on motivation. They don't hope they'll have money left over. They pay themselves first, every single payday. Over time, this habit creates financial confidence, reduces stress, and opens doors that would otherwise remain closed. A simple example. Imagine two friends, Alex and Daniel. Both earn exactly the same salary. Alex spends first and saves whatever is left at the end of the month. Daniel saves 20% immediately after receiving every paycheck, and then plans the rest of his spending around what remains. At first, their lifestyles look almost identical. After 1 year, Daniel has a growing savings account. After 5 years, he has investments and an emergency fund. After 10 years, he has financial options that Alex doesn't. The difference wasn't income. The difference was one habit. The rule to remember. If you remember only one lesson from this chapter, let it be this. Never treat saving as something you do with leftover money. Treat it as the first payment you make every payday. When you pay yourself first, you're not losing money. You're moving it from your present into your future. You're building security instead of uncertainty, freedom instead of stress, opportunity instead of limitation. The size of your first salary will not determine your financial future, but the habit you build with that first salary just might. So the next time your paycheck arrives, don't ask yourself, what should I buy? Instead, ask yourself, how much am I going to pay my future self first? That single question can change the course of your financial life for years to come. First 25%. Pay yourself first. Now let's talk about the first 25% of your salary, and in my opinion, this is the most important part of the entire 25-25-25-25 rule. This first 25% is called, pay yourself first. Before you pay your landlord, before you pay your bills, before you go shopping, and before you spend money on entertainment, you should pay your future self. Now you might be wondering, what does paying myself actually mean? It doesn't mean buying yourself a new phone, expensive clothes, or treating yourself to a fancy dinner. It means taking 25% of your salary and immediately moving it into a separate savings or investment account. That money is no longer meant for daily spending. It's meant to build your future. Think about it this way. Every month, you make sure other people get paid. Your landlord gets paid. The electricity company gets paid. Your internet provider gets paid. Your streaming subscriptions get paid. But if you only save whatever is left at the end of the month, you're treating your future like it's the least important bill you have. Instead, your future should always come first. This 25% is your payment to the person you will become 5, 10, or 20 years from now. Every dollar you save today gives your future self more freedom, more opportunities, and greater financial security. Many people believe they need a high salary before they can start saving, but that's one of the biggest financial myths. Wealth isn't built by waiting for the perfect income, it's built by developing the right habits. Even if your salary is small, saving a fixed percentage from your very first paycheck teaches discipline, and discipline is what creates long-term wealth. Another important point is that this money should be kept separate from your everyday spending. If it stays in your main account, you'll always find a reason to spend it. That's why many financially successful people automatically transfer their savings as soon as they get paid. They remove the temptation before it even begins. Remember, this first 25% isn't money you're losing. It's money you're keeping. You're simply moving it from your present into your future. So before you think about buying anything with your next paycheck, ask yourself one simple question. Have I paid my future self first? If the answer is yes, you've already taken the most important step toward building financial freedom. It's not about how much you earn. It's about making yourself your first financial priority. That's the true meaning of the first 25% of this rule. Second 25%. Build your savings. Now let's move to the second 25% of your salary, and this part is all about building your savings. While the first 25% focuses on paying your future self, this second 25% is designed to protect you from life's unexpected challenges. Here's a truth that many people learn the hard way. Life is unpredictable. Your car can break down, your phone can stop working, you might face unexpected medical expenses, lose your job, or have a family emergency. These situations don't send you a warning, they simply happen. The question is, will you be financially prepared when they do? This is exactly why you need savings. Think of your savings as your financial safety net. Just like a safety net protects an acrobat if they fall, your savings protect you when life doesn't go according to plan. Without savings, even a small emergency can force you to borrow money, use high-interest credit cards, or ask friends and family for help. A good goal is to slowly build an emergency fund that can cover 3 to 6 months of your essential living expenses. Don't worry if you can't reach that amount immediately. Building savings is a marathon, not a sprint. The important thing is to stay consistent and add to it every time you receive your salary. One mistake many people make is treating their savings like a second spending account. They save money for a few weeks, then use it to buy the latest phone, fashionable clothes, or things they simply wanted instead of needed. That's not what this money is for. Your savings should only be used for real emergencies or important planned goals, not impulsive purchases. It's also a smart idea to keep your savings in a separate account from your daily spending money. When it's less accessible, you'll be less tempted to spend it on things that don't truly matter. Remember, savings don't just protect your bank account, they protect your peace of mind. Knowing that you have money set aside allows you to make better decisions without constant financial stress. Instead of worrying about every unexpected expense, you'll have the confidence to handle it. So, every time you receive your salary, dedicate the second 25% to building your savings. It may not seem exciting today, but one day you'll be incredibly grateful that you prepared for the unexpected. Because financial success isn't only about growing your wealth, it's also about protecting it. Third 25%, invest for your future. Now let's talk about the third 25% of your salary, and this is where your money begins to work for you instead of you working only for money. Many people believe that the only way to become wealthy is by earning a bigger salary, but the truth is, wealth is not built by income alone, it is built through investing. Saving money is important because it protects you, but investing is what helps your money grow over time. Think of it this way, if you keep all of your money in a regular savings account, it stays almost the same, but when you invest wisely, your money has the potential to grow year after year. That's the power of investing. One of the biggest advantages you have is time. The earlier you start investing, the longer your money has to grow through the power of compound returns. Imagine planting a small seed today. At first, it doesn't look like much, but with time, patience, and proper care, that tiny seed can grow into a strong tree. Investing works in a similar way. The money you invest today can become much more valuable in the future if you give it enough time. It's important to understand that investing is not gambling. Gambling depends on luck, while investing is about making informed, long-term decisions. Successful investors don't chase quick profits or try to get rich overnight. They focus on buying quality assets and holding them for many years. There are many ways to invest, such as stocks, index funds, exchange-traded funds, ETFs, mutual funds, retirement accounts, or even starting a small business. The best choice depends on your financial goals, your risk tolerance, and the opportunities available where you live. Before investing, always take time to learn how the investment works and understand the risks involved. Another important lesson is to stay patient. The stock market and other investments may go up and down in the short term, but constantly buying and selling based on emotions often leads to poor results. Long-term investors understand that temporary market fluctuations are a normal part of the journey. Remember, this third 25% is not meant to make you rich next month. It's meant to build wealth over the next 10, 20, or even 30 years. Every investment you make today is a step toward greater financial freedom tomorrow. So whenever your salary arrives, don't think of investing as an optional expense. Think of it as planting seeds for your future. The sooner you start, the more time those seeds have to grow, and the more opportunities you'll create for the life you want to live. Fourth 25%, give through charity. Now let's talk about the fourth and final 25% of your salary, and this part is something many people overlook, charity. When people think about managing money, they usually focus on earning more, saving more, or investing more. But truly successful financial planning isn't just about growing your wealth. It's also about using your money to make a positive difference in the lives of others. Charity isn't about how much money you give. It's about developing the habit of generosity. Whether you earn a small salary or a large one, setting aside a portion of your income to help others reminds you that money is a tool, not just for personal success, but also for creating a better community. Many people believe they'll start giving once they become rich. The problem with that mindset is that generosity is a habit, not a destination. If someone never learns to give when they earn a little, they're unlikely to suddenly become generous when they earn much more. That's why it's important to build this habit from your very first paycheck. Your charitable giving can support many meaningful causes. You might help families struggling to buy food, contribute to education, support disaster relief efforts, donate to healthcare organizations, or assist local community programs. Even small contributions, when given consistently, can have a real impact over time. Another benefit of charity is that it changes your relationship with money. Instead of becoming controlled by wealth, you learn to control it. You begin to appreciate what you have while recognizing that your success can also become an opportunity to help others succeed. However, giving should always be done wisely. Charity should come from money you've intentionally set aside for that purpose, not by putting yourself into financial hardship or debt. Being generous doesn't mean being financially irresponsible. A healthy financial plan balances giving with saving, investing, and meeting your essential needs. It's also important to remember that charity isn't limited to money. You can give your time, your knowledge, your skills, or your support to people who need it. Financial donations are valuable, but acts of kindness and service can be just as meaningful. As you follow the 25% minus 25% minus 25% minus 25% rule, let this final 25% remind you that true wealth isn't measured only by the size of your bank account. It's also measured by the positive impact you have on the lives of others. So, every time you receive your salary, remember that a small act of generosity today can create hope for someone else tomorrow. By making charity a regular habit, you're not only building a stronger financial future for yourself, you're also helping build a better future for your community.